Hey guys, Brad Danger here. Pickup trucks, they're supposed to be simple. That's the whole deal, right? I mean, they're supposed to start every morning, tow your stuff, haul your junk, and not emotionally threaten you with a warning light every single time that you merge onto the highway. And yet, well, here we are. Because somehow, this year, the most popular trucks in America have quietly become some of the most stressful vehicles that you can own. Not because they're slow, not because they're uncomfortable, but because they're packed with half-baked tech, experimental drivetrains, and we'll fix it with the software update optimism. And I'm not guessing. This list is built from owner complaints, dealer repair data, NHTSA reports, consumer reports, reliability scores, and the same recurring horror stories popping up again and again in owner forums. These are not rare failures. These are patterns. So today we're counting down the 10 most not ideal trucks that you'll most likely regret buying right now. Not the least popular trucks, not the weird niche ones, the trucks people are lining up to buy and then lining back up at the service department. Let's get into it. Number 10, GMC Canyon. On paper, the new Canyon should be a slam dunk. It looks tough, it drives well, and it finally feels like a premium midsize truck instead of a plastic penalty box. The problem is that underneath the redesign, it's an electrical science experiment. The most common complaint, phantom automatic emergency braking, and not the gentle kind, the why did my truck just panic stop on an empty road kind. Owners are also reporting no start conditions, frozen infotainment screens, and wiring harnesses routed dangerously close to heat sources, which is exactly what you don't want in a turbocharged truck. Consumer Reports absolutely buried this thing in predicted reliability, worst in class bad. So yeah, it looks tough, it just doesn't behave like it. Number 9, Chevrolet Colorado. Everything wrong with the Canyon, but cheaper and sold in higher volume. Same platform, same turbo 4-cylinder, same electrical gremlins. Colorado owners are reporting random braking events, infotainment crashes, and wiring issues that make the truck feel possessed on longer drives. This is the problem with modern midsize trucks. They're no longer simple alternatives to full-size pickups. They're just full-size complexity stuffed into a smaller box. And when something goes wrong, you don't get old truck annoying. You get, why is my dashboard rebooting at 70 miles per hour? Number 8, Jeep Gladiator. I wanted this thing to be good so badly. A Wrangler with a bed should have been an instant win. Instead, it's a reliability obstacle course. The 3.6-liter V6 has a long history of valvetrain and camshaft issues. And guess what? That didn't magically disappear here. Then there's death wobble. Yes, still, in a truck people daily on the highway, add in premature steering and suspension wear, plus dual battery electrical failures, and you end up with a truck that's great on Instagram and exhausting in real life. It's fun, it's cool. It's also the kind of vehicle that makes you memorize your dealer's waiting room layout. Yo guys, quick pause because this is super important. The giveaway is live right now and we're giving away this fully built, dripping in carbon Supra, 4 months in the making. And guys, it is the Tuner Hero spec, plus a Shelby GT350 with an exhaust that sounds absolutely ridiculous. So, if you want to win, you've got a decision to make. Do you get the JDM Legend or do you get the American Icon? And guys, for a limited time, every purchase that you make on the site, which is pinned in the first comment down below, you get 2,000 bonus entries to win one of these cars plus bonus cash, hat, shirt, entry pack, it don't matter. That's 2,000 extra chances on top. And Rocky from New York grabbed a quick entry pack last time and walked away with a GTR plus bonus cash. So yeah, it definitely happens. And we're running it back with 2 cars. So which one you picking? Let me know in the comments down below and go get entered as well. And good skill. Number 7, Ram 250 and 350 heavy-duty trucks are supposed to be tanks. Instead, these have some of the most alarming failures on this entire list. The high-pressure fuel pump failures on Cummins trucks can cause sudden engine shutdown at speed with zero warning. There are also documented transmission dipstick leaks that have caused engine bay fires. Yes, fires. And then there's the TIPM module, an electrical control unit that can randomly kill power to the truck just to keep things exciting. These aren't annoying ownership quirks. These are, why did my truck shut off while towing moments? And that's unacceptable in something marketed as a workhorse. Number 6, Tesla Cybertruck. This one's obvious. It's not even controversial anymore. The Cybertruck is not a finished production vehicle. It's a rolling beta test with a bed. We've already seen a recall for a sticking accelerator pedal, software updates that brick trucks entirely, steering and braking systems that depend completely on software behaving correctly, and body panel issues that would get laughed out of a traditional truck plant. The Cybertruck sells because it's weird, not because it's ready, and that's fine. Unless you were expecting truck reliability from a company that just told you it's pivoting away from being a car company. Number 5, Toyota Tundra iForce twin turbo. This one hurts because Toyota trucks are supposed to be boring, and boring is good, but this generation of Tundra broke that trust. The big issue, engine failures traced back to machining debris left inside the engine during manufacturing. We're talking main bearing failures, seized motors, complete engine replacements. On top of that, owners are reporting random warning lights, software glitches, and brake system complaints that feel very un-Toyota. Toyota will probably fix this long term, but if you bought early, you became part of the test group. Number 4, GMC Sierra One Fifty. This is where things get expensive. The Sierra shares the same 6.2-liter V8 in 10-speed transmission as the Silverado, which means it also shares the same failures: crankshaft and rod failures, lifter collapse, camshaft destruction, transmission shudder. The difference is that you're paying Denali money to experience it. Same problems, nicer leather, bigger repair bills. Number 3, Chevrolet Silverado One Fifty. The 6.2-liter V8 should have been GM's crown jewel. Instead, it's one of the most complained about engines in the segment. Dynamic fuel management lifters failing, camshafts getting wiped, low mileage engines needing full rebuilds, and that 10-speed transmission still shuddering, still shifting like it's learning how to drive. GM sells a ton of these trucks, which means even a small percentage failure rate turns into thousands of angry owners. Number 2, Ram 150. The Ram 150 is a masterclass in comfort, great interior, great ride, and an absolute mess electronically. The new Hurricane Twin Turbo Inline 6 is powerful and smooth when it works. Owners are reporting sensor failures, random limp mode events, battery drain issues, and catalytic converters overheating under load. This is what happens when you introduce a complex new engine and pair it with aggressive electrification before the bugs are worked out. It's impressive. It's also fragile. Number 1, Ford F-150 Power Boost Hybrid, America's best-selling vehicle and the most complained about truck on this list. The 10-speed 10R80 transmission is already infamous for harsh shifts, shuddering, and outright failure. Now add a hybrid system on top of it. Owners report electrical faults, gateway module failures, shifter issues that trap the truck in park, and stop safely now warnings while driving. That last one is exactly as terrifying as it sounds. The Power Boost exists because Ford wanted class-leading MPG numbers, not because the system was fully mature. This truck sells on brand loyalty, not reliability. So big picture, here is the uncomfortable truth. Most of these trucks aren't bad ideas. They're rushed executions. Manufacturers are stacking turbochargers, hybrid systems, cylinder deactivation, massive touchscreens, and software-controlled everything onto platforms that used to thrive on simplicity, and the buyers, they're paying $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 to be part of a validation process. Popularity does not equal durability, and right now, the safest truck buys are the boring ones, the ones with proven engines, fewer experiments, and fewer promises about future updates. Because a truck isn't supposed to feel exciting every time it starts, it's supposed to feel boring. And if you're shopping smart this year, boring is exactly what you want. And use the pinned first comment via Auto Tempest to find your ideal deal on your next ideal truck. And remember to go to winthisidealcar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus bonus cash. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Like, subscribe, check out some of these ideal vids, and promise me one thing: keep living the ideal lifestyle.